name is Ricardo Oliveira, and Mitch call me Leech. So sometimes if you Brett, you also if you hear Leech, it means me. Um, and Mitch, just go away. I'm gonna
Okay,
call
cool.
you Mitch.
Hi, hello everyone, and welcome to our first show. We are going to be doing this every 2 weeks, and we'll try to bring you some personalities, some people that we think are special for the American football scene in Europe. So I hope you enjoy. I hope you tune in for this new adventure that we are going through. And yeah, that's it. Lich.
Yeah, well, let's explain a bit of how this program works. Also for Brett, I don't know if Brett knows how it works. So the idea is to give a platform for fans or players to talk with people that already are developed in the game of football in Europe or in the world. So in this case, we have Brett. He will explain. I can call you Brett, right? Because your Instagram is Brett. So
Yeah, so cool.
I've been calling you Brett. So if you want to join the conversation, you can. You just go to the Discord link. You can click exclamation point Discord, and the link will appear there. Join the Discord community, and then go can write the topic that you want to talk about in the topic area, and then just click on the waiting room and just wait a bit, and we will pick you up like immediately. So basically, I think that's it. I think I covered everything. Brett, nice to have you here, man, as the first guest. We really wanted to have you for a long time. And oh, somebody subscribed. Marcus Schmidt, thank you.
That was me.
Um, so, Brett, how is your life and how are things going? You are in Barcelona, right?
No, I'm in Madrid.
Oh, oh yes.
Yeah, I'm in Madrid. It's actually going cool. Bumpy road, kind of a bumpy road to get here. But
Okay. Do you want
it's
to summarize that bumpy road or it's, I mean,
yeah, I mean, it's like coming from the States. It's like you can end up all over. Like you never really initially plan to play in Europe. Like coming from the States, like this never really the
yeah.
plan because definitely when I graduated college. Didn't even know about European football until like a coach like told me about it. Then I ended up in France. I played for the Tanan, the Bain Black Panthers.
Okay.
We won the French championship there. It was pretty cool. Nice experience. I fell in love with Europe at that point. Like
Okay.
I
But
always thought
which
like had
city
second
was
guesses.
it?
Tanan, the Bains,
Oh,
the Black Panthers. I'm not
The Black
sure.
oh,
Panthers, yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
They're a very
Then,
good program, actually. They're
yeah,
and
definitely.
especially coming from France because we are used to some programs from Germany and Austria, and I think the Black Panthers what they have been doing in France. It's been very special because they've been doing a really good job for such a long time.
yeah.
They're still pretty good to this day. I mean,
Yeah. I got to meet some of their players. I was in Vienna a few weeks ago when at the Vienna Vikings tryouts, and they had a couple of players there from the Black Panthers, um,
okay.
and they were pretty good players. They have pretty good players there.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, they
I'm
have a good
just
program over there.
tagging people to come in
Yeah.
and stuff.
Um.
So yeah, and then from France, uh, what happened? But since for
From
just a
France.
question, how long? When was the year that you get out of college? In which year?
2013. I came here in 2014 to Europe.
Okay, 13, 14. Okay. Um, and then from France, stuff start
Yeah,
happening.
14. Say it again. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
No worries. In the internet in Spain sucks. Madrid has too many people for the amount of people. So after
Definitely.
the friends, where did you go? How your life changed, or what did you do?
I went, yeah, I went back to the States and I had because my coach in France, Larry Legault, he had some connections with Canadian football. So
Okay.
I actually was in Montreal, the Alouettes, for
Yeah.
like the 2 weeks for the camp, but didn't work out. And then like 3 days later, I went to Turku Trojans in Finland. I flew to Finland, played there, went to the playoffs. We lost to Helsinki. You know, Helsinki was the powerhouse at the time.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
the Roosters. And I'm sorry
Yeah,
yeah to be asking this, but where did you play college in back in the US?
UVA Wise. It's like a small D2 school.
Oh, okay. And yeah, I going a bit back in your past, how was it the all the experience? Because like you said, you don't know much about football in Europe, especially when you are finishing college, and most of the times when people still want to play, they think about the NFL and the CFL. And how was that transition? Like, did you come to Europe thinking of it as a pathway to then get to the NFL, or to the CFL? Like you said, you then tried to go there, but did you had other plans before coming to France? Like, did you plan to get into the league?
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's the reason I play football, to
Mm-hmm.
play NFL or CFL. But the plans obviously changed, and I came to Europe not really expecting it to be like a pathway, like a way for me to get to CFL or NFL. But I was just willing to take on new experiences. At this point, I was a little down on myself because I didn't get the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, I was just using this for like a getaway, kind of like maybe to
Oh,
see
okay.
what I really wanted to do.
Oh, okay. And at least still be able to play the game.
Exactly, exactly.
Oh, okay. I get it. I get it. And then going to Finland, how was that? Because then going to Finland, how were you mentally, especially when things started to work? Because it didn't work well in the Alouettes, I guess.
Yes.
Um, how was all that transition back to Finland, back to Europe, and how was your mindset coming back here for the second time?
Well, the transition was pretty easy because I was my mental. It was real tough. Like I thought about giving up. I asked myself like, why am I continuing to play? You know, like I feel like I had my shot and let myself down. So I was
Hmm.
killing myself in my mind. It was pretty tough. But Finland, I played pretty well there. But when I came home, I just chilled for a year. I didn't play. I didn't play all of 2016. I was just killing myself in my head, man. I just ruined my opportunity. So that was a pretty dark moment for me.
How
I
old
just
were
started
you at the
working, getting a
time?
job, and I just put my 25,
Okay.
25.
Okay. And how old
Nah,
are you now? Just out of curiosity.
32. I'm 32 now.
Oh, okay. So you are my age. Okay, that is pretty cool. Um,
Yeah,
Not
it
that
was
you are
pretty
my
tough
age,
though.
but
Yeah, I
yeah.
can imagine being that tough, especially because when we are younger, and I say that being 24 now, usually we have a path that is uh, already taken in our mind, and for something that we want to do, and I can imagine it being hard for anyone to then need that reality check to see that, okay, maybe I need to do something else, And especially
Yeah.
when we are talking about a passion and something that we live for and we've been doing for our whole life, to then suddenly needing to adapt and to switch and do something else, I think I think it can be
Problematic.
very challenging.
Challenging. Yeah, yeah. That's pretty bad.
Hmm.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
then how was your journey in Europe
Wait, wait.
after Finland?
Before Meet continues, Brett, we are all a bit tense. We need to chill out. Okay, this is no wrong answers. We okay. I was just saying. Okay, I'm sorry, Meet. You can go. You
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
have to be
cool.
sad, Meet.
No,
It
continue.
just felt like Brett was a bit nervous. There's no need to be nervous.
Oh yeah,
We
nah,
are
I'm
good
good.
people. We won't rob you. We promise you. Yeah. So how was
Nah,
the?
nah, you seem pretty solid.
Yeah, you know, we that those ones are the worst. The ones that tell you that not we won't rob you. Okay. So how was the rest of the journey through Europe then?
It was cool. I went to after 2017. I was at the Moodling Rangers,
Okay.
like close to Vienna in the AFL in Austria.
Okay.
Their team, that was a comeback year for me. So the
What is the
team
name?
was the Moodling
Rangers.
Rangers. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
I think they changed. They may have changed their name a bit now. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But, they're still in the AFL, and I played there, and it was kind of like a revamp. Like me getting back into it because I had a year off, and luckily, fortunate enough, they took me even though I didn't play for a year because a lot of teams aren't really willing to do that if you
Yeah.
haven't had any recent film.
Yeah.
So I did that, and I actually had a decent game against Swarco, and the coach asked a mutual friend of mine, like, why wasn't I playing for Swarco? So that was kind of a hint for me that I was going to be playing for Swarco the next season.
All
so
right.
that so good came out of that. So I try to look at it positively, not in a negative way, even though our team wasn't so good that year. So
Perfect.
then, yeah, Swarco, that was different. That's where I met Pat Donahue,
Yeah.
the man, the legend.
Yeah. The
The
man, the
man, the
legend. Yeah.
legend.
That is correct.
Yeah.
We also
Then
had
Uh,
after,
opportunity to talk with him in our other podcast.
yeah. And
oh
he
yeah,
said
of
really
course.
good things about you. He said that you were
Oh, that's
hilarious.
that's cool, man.
Yeah,
He's gonna
you're
make me. I
that's the
didn't want.
reason now you are here actually is because he told us so many good things about you, and also some things that we are going to talk about too after later in this show. But yeah, he was the one always telling us about you.
Yeah. But
Okay, that's cool.
yeah, it was really
Yeah.
nice. We wanted to, and I think for people that are in Europe to do something with football, I think you and Pat are a good example what you can do even after playing and not only with the playing. You can still work on football game and the struggles that you guys both had mentally and probably physically. None of you talked about the physical problems, but I think that's quite kind of normal. But the mentally problems are the challenging ones, and you guys really did a good job with it. And that goes to our next point because I think from then on, did you played in Germany? No.
Yeah, after Swarco 2019, I played in Stuttgart, the
Oh,
Scorpion.
oh, so you play with Pat again? No, Pat was not in Stuttgart.
No, because Pat still played in Swarco.
Schwarko, true.
2019, I think that was his last year in Swarco,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I
and that
was
was
here.
my first year in Germany.
I saw his last 2 years. Yeah, I told you that. Saw the last 2 years of the Schwarko
Yeah.
games.
And
Yes.
from all the places that you've been in Europe, where was the best football experience that you had? Not
Oh,
only um, as a player, maybe like winning titles, but where you felt more comfortable, or like where was the best experience that you had?
I hate to. I would say France, not because it was my first experience. I think nothing can beat that first experience because you have no idea what to expect.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think France, it was pretty cool. Like we had like a lot of sponsors, so we could do a lot of different things around the town. And Geneva was 20-minute car ride, so it was pretty cool. I would say France.
Nice. I was not expecting that answer, to be honest. I was not expecting that.
What were you expecting, Meet?
But
What were you
but
expecting?
that's really nice. I was expecting
Yeah,
something
what
like
did
the
you
Swarco. I was expecting something like Swarco Raiders, or maybe in Finland. I don't know. And especially, I was going to say I did not expect
Okay.
the first one to be the one, because it was the first
The
one, and
one.
sometimes there's some
Yeah.
cultural changes and some things that you're not used to that you could find weird, or took you some time to adapt. And for me, I thought that would be more of a negative than a positive, but
Okay.
I find funny that you thought that was the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to turn challenges into positive. It
Yeah.
was it changed me. I would say that it changed me a lot. It changed my point of view about a lot of things.
Oh,
Like
Yeah.
for
being from
sure.
America, we're kind of in this bubble, kind of. So for me to like explore outside of that was shocking, a cultural shock, but in a good way, definitely.
Yeah, I think that happens with a lot of
Imports.
imports that come here, and I had the opportunity to talk with a couple of imports that we had back in 2017, I think.
Yeah.
It was the first time that I had American players in my team,
Yeah.
and it was a quarterback, wide receiver, Awal Umaru. Quarterback was Brian Jessel, and a running back called Michael something. And that was exactly the thing that they said, was that being outside, and especially because at that time I remember it was the elections where Donald Trump won, so there was a bit of the
Okay.
talks between the players, and especially them being American, asking questions for stuff like that. And that was exactly the thing that they said, is that when you come outside of the United States, and when you experience different things, and some of the players there, they had already been to Brazil, to Serbia, and
Yeah.
then were here in
Hungary.
Portugal. And that was one of the things that they talked about, being so different sometimes, and something that you were not expecting, especially coming to Europe. It's supposed to be so similar, but at the same time you really feel a cultural shock here.
That's very true.
Yeah. But
Very true.
w- uh, did are you still playing right now, or did you retire as a football player?
Nah, I think I retired. I hung the cleats up, man. I don't
Yeah,
think
but you think, or are you sure?
yeah, I'm pretty much sure. You know,
Okay.
Pat
Because
Pat drugged me out of retirement a couple times before, but I don't think he's going to do it this time.
yeah, because I was going to say, here in Europe, it's easier to come out of retirement, because sometimes the level that you can end up playing, it's not so good around. So the physical effort, or the physical beating that you end up getting, is not as bad as playing, for example, GFL 1, or maybe in the EFL.
Hmm.
Um, so I can imagine that coming out of retirement, it's a bit easier than to think of it like in the NFL. And especially because Pat talked about that too, when we were in our podcast, because he said that there was a time he thought he was going to only be a coach, and he ended up being a player coach. So that's why I asked to know if you were now switching out more of a coaching side too, right?
Yeah, it's hard to transition because also like your worth can stay pretty high if you're a player coach. You know,
Yeah.
like you have more worth. Kind of, it sucks to say that, but it's true. Like for me to just put myself as a coach, I may not get as many like offers. But if I say player coach, you know, a lot more teams may be willing to like, oh, okay, well, we can spend money on that.
Yeah, they'll be buying a 2-for-1 type of deal, and
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
I think, well, especially in Europe, and because so many players started doing that, it became normal to it became normal here in Europe to have that type of thing happening, because it's like that. You get a 2-for-1 deal, but still, I don't think that's so good for the game, for teams to get used to it, because
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
you're just getting lazy with it. And like you said, if you say you're just a coach, teams might not hire you, or not as many teams might be interested in it. And
Hmm.
uh, and I think, especially someone with experience like you're as valuable as a coach as a player, especially when we are trying to
Oh, thanks,
grow the
man.
game. No,
I
you're welcome. But
appreciate
uh,
it.
but I think that's really important, because to have people here in Europe that are able to teach, um, I think that's very important, because not only to teach the new players, but also to teach the new coaches. And
And also the
talking about
culture.
the experience, yes, talking about the experience of Portugal, I think one of the main things that happen here, even with the Americans coming here, and that's why I'm touching this point, is most of them came as players and coaches doing the same thing, the both things at the same time, and then when they left, everything stayed pretty much the same. Just a couple
Yeah,
of players
that's
that
true.
managed to learn were able
Develop.
to develop and to learn what they had to
I think
teach.
you're losing your point, mate.
But still,
You can do it.
but still, they they didn't invest as much in the cultural change of the game here, and I think that's something that is very very important.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
completely agree. I think one of the things that, for example, I experience about American player coming here, it's not only the technical thing that is like super, is such a boost, but also like the cultural thing. I can tell that in Portugal we will have normally me and meet like 6 people or 7 people in a practice of a full team, and it was 7 people. And once we get like the Americans, I can tell you that it was just a few that would not even go to 1 or 2 practices. It would be like super rare for someone to miss a practice, because like the culture,
Yeah.
the Americans don't bring the culture, and that is such a, it's part of the game. It's like that's really freaking amazing. So I think Meat is upset with me today. I don't understand why. Meat, why are you upset with me?
I'm not.
You look like you are
Uh,
upset. I interrupted you 2 times and you just did such a mean face. I got a bit scared. So, and then from then on, we got to do where you are now, right? Just to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
to the project, to the main project that you are working on now. So, do you want to tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, I'm
A
here
bit,
in
a long time.
Spain,
Yeah.
DB coach, you know, defensive backs, you know, linebacker sometimes, you know, that's
Mhm.
I try to broaden my coaching abilities, but
Mhm.
mostly the DBs. And actually Pat and I have a academy we're working on and trying to do some camps, and I think we're planning on coming to Portugal soon.
Yeah.
I hope
We.
It's
so,
called
because
PBP.
yeah, I told Patrick to come to Portugal.
Yeah.
Yeah, he told me that you told him, so I
But
think
he's
Yeah,
that's
not
one of
that far away from Porto, though, or from
yeah, no,
Portugal.
I'm super close now, so you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially because of that. I asked him where you're going to be staying, and he said Spain, and I was like, yeah, that's super close. So we need to work on something. And I was curious, why Spain?
Yeah.
Why Spain? They asked me that here too. That's funny.
The
Really?
what? I didn't get it.
That's funny. When I came here, they asked me.
Oh,
Because
okay.
Um,
oh yeah, no, because for example, going back again to what we were talking about, the level of playing and the teams that are already a little bit more developed. We always think about Germany, and I think Patrick is living in Germany, right?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
Stuttgart,
we think of
close to
Germany, we
Stuttgart.
think of Austria, maybe Poland a little bit, but why Spain?
Actually, I had a teammate in Stuttgart. He's from Spain.
Okay.
Daniel Ibanez,
Okay.
and we became like good friends, pretty good friends during the season at Stuttgart, my 2019 season.
Okay.
And he went back to Spain, and the Stuttgart. We were at Stuttgart, and unfortunately, they got relegated, and they're trying to work their way up now.
Yeah.
But they just had to. They wanted to revamp kind of the whole program, so uh, it didn't work out for me there. And then Danny, I had talked to him like during the midst of this, and he was saying that there was a couple teams in Spain that would like to talk to me. And I always told him that I would visit, and he thought I was lying. So I mean, I just had to come out here. And then I actually talked to the Black Demons, and it was just all cool. It just all worked from there. Like I didn't see why not. And it's a chance to develop, like you said, like a country that's not so familiar with football. So why not try to put them at a competing level?
Oh, wait.
Just like challenges, accept the challenges.
Yeah, and I love that. And especially now with, well, and especially because football, even though it's not so developed and so part of the culture in Spain, even with that, I think it's in a good level of development because you have teams like the Badalona Dracs that are very familiar in European competitions. You have now the Barcelona Dragons too. You already had the prior to this European League of Football. You had the NFL Europe with the other Barcelona Dragons. So I think that's
Mm-hmm.
a country that it's used to thinking of football and hearing about football, but maybe they lack the workforce to take the next step of evolving football there because they have like the federation, and especially when they are our neighbors, like they are Portuguese neighbors, and
Good.
when comparing the two, well, Spain is years ahead, so many years ahead of Portugal, and
We're gonna change that. We're gonna change that.
yeah, but I hope so. I'm really hoping to change the level here in Portugal because, well, when comparing the two, Spain is so far ahead of Portugal, but then you have the other countries like Germany and Austria's
Austria.
of this life, and I'm really glad that you chose Spain to do that because you could easily be choosing the easy route and going there and getting to a big club and making it bigger or
But
being
are you
comfortable.
working? But are you working for a club or partnering with a club, or it's just service that is hired by you guys?
Oh yeah, I'm working with the club actually, but we're still working
The Black
on
Demons,
the.
right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're still working on everything else. We have to. I kind of have to focus. I'm just like focused on preparing them for the season before I get into all the other things going on.
Okay.
But yeah, we're definitely working on a lot.
And you told me that you are having 3 practices. You
Yeah,
are
yeah,
saying
three.
four,
Yeah,
3 practices. No, you told me every
yeah,
day you had practice.
yeah.
Or
Because I'm helping out with the women on Tuesdays and Thursdays. The women,
oh,
the ladies team. and then Monday, Wednesday, Friday is like
And
college
they are
Premier League.
also they are really good, right? I have
Yeah, they're crazy, man. They're crazy good.
Yeah,
okay.
that's one thing that I've been learning is that women are way crazier than men playing football. Like if they want to play football, you know they are psychopaths. Like every single woman that I've met that plays football, flat out psychos.
Yeah,
Like
our
100%. Like I would be afraid of fighting them in the
our
field.
next guest will be probably a female, so there's a good chance I want to meet to say that to her.
I will, and but that's the thing I love about women playing football is that they are so passionate about it because this is a
That's
men's
true.
game, and I think that happens every time that a woman gets to something that is a lot man oriented, and they take it as a challenge. Like I can also make this mine, and they take that extra step. Like they are always so extra and so nasty doing everything, and they really want to show
That's
that they
true.
belong, and they really want to show that that's for them too, and then they don't care about if it looks good or if it looks flashy. Most of the times, like the hits that they take and the hits that they are willing to take playing football, that's just amazing to see that. And
Yes.
we had some ladies playing football here in Portugal. There was a team
Okay.
that was trying to make a ladies football team, and they played against a team in the north of Spain, Berserkers, I think that was the name, and they were crazy. Like the first game, I think three or four went to the hospital like with a broken
Oh
hand,
wow.
broken collarbone, something like that. Like
Oh my
they
god.
were
Uh,
breaking
it
everything.
was it was getting real out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. And then when I went to Vienna, I got to see the I went to see the semifinals for the also for
Females.
the under 16, and after the game, after the under 16 game, there was the lady Vikings game, and it was amazing to see. Like I really love football, and I really love football when it's lived with passion, and to see those ladies playing, it's always amazing. So every time I see people talking and people experiencing the female side of football, I always love because I know there's so much passion around it. Even with flag football,
Yeah,
By the way,
yeah,
do you have
definitely.
any connections with flag football?
Here, yes, because the Black Demons they have a pretty good flag team, top
Okay.
two in Spain, I think. I'm not sure. And the women, the Lady Demons, I think they were number one in
Okay.
Spain in flag. So like flag is actually a big deal here. Like sometimes people like take it easier in practice because they have a flag tournament here.
oh
Okay.
So
wow.
it's like pretty, yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty real.
yeah, we I also have a flag academy, and we went, and every time we want a little more competition, we go to Spain, like and especially around Barcelona and Madrid. Flag football is so big that they have, for example, here in Portugal, you make a tournament only with Portuguese teams, and you get 6 teams, for example, or 7 teams in the whole country. You go to Madrid or
Wow.
Barcelona, you have like 20 teams just in one city.
Yeah.
And
That's true. That's true.
I think that's the way it's supposed to be, especially now talking about flag football, because well, you need 5 people. You need 5 people, you need pylons, you need flags, and that's it. You get a jersey made for everyone. You just need 5 jerseys, like 50 euros or something.
Yeah.
You get 5 jerseys,
Hmm.
and you play, and that's why I love flag football so much. And actually, right now we are having the World Championship of flag football in Israel. It's starting
Hmm.
tomorrow morning, um,
Yeah.
and Spain has a team there. And I think that's such a big tool to develop football around Europe, because it's so easy to start playing. It's so easy to get a good environment because the field is shorter. The amount of people that you need to play, it's way less.
Yeah.
You need 22 starters to have a good competitive football team. If you have 22 people playing flag football, some of them are not going to get into the field. So it's such a big difference, and I love that teams in Spain, even if they are in a low level of playing in Spain, they always give so much importance to flag football
or to all
and
the sports.
yeah, and I'm hoping to participate in the Barcelona tournament next year. I think it's around June. We are going to participate in a flag football tournament there.
Yeah, but do you feel, Brat, being in Spain, that like other sports that are not soccer have more sponsorships, or it's kind of easier, let's put it with quotes, like easier to get sponsorship or attention, or people are more receptive to other sports, or
Yeah, I would say because I mean, now I don't know too many Spanish players that are in the NFL. There could be some. I'm not sure how many. I'm sure there are, but
I
I
don't
think
know any.
they're more popular in basketball. Like the NBA
Yeah,
had a lot of
yeah, that is
people from
true.
Spain, especially around Madrid area. Like there's a couple. Even Luka Doncic played for the Madrid team.
That's
Yeah,
true.
Yeah, so that's pretty popular. Basketball is like pretty popular here.
yeah.
in the
I think every time that in a country there is room for another sport to grow, other than soccer,
Mhm.
usually that's when football gets bigger too. Because
Yeah, exactly.
if the main focus is just in one sport, when you're trying to grow and you don't have the example of any other sport to grow, it's so much harder
Mhm.
to find room to have investments and to have other young people to play that sport. and uh
By the
and I
way,
think
just
that
sorry, keep going.
no, I did I finished what I was saying.
Okay, so JJ Arcega Whiteside is Spanish. I didn't know that.
Okay, okay. He went to Stanford, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
he's Spanish. He's like his
No,
parents are
he's really
Spanish, but I
Spanish.
think
Born
I
in.
think
He was
yeah, he was
born.
born in Spain, but then lived his whole life in the United States.
Well,
Okay, does that count to you? Like, does that count?
no, I don't think that's
Well,
what he
yeah,
meant.
that's cheating. That's cheating. That's like
Yeah, I
that's like the
bet.
dual passports here in Europe.
Yeah, of course.
Yo, I'm Irish.
Let's not talk about that. Let's
Yo,
not talk
I'm
about
Portuguese. My great grandfather was
that.
Portuguese.
Yeah, a lot of teams do that.
Yes,
Mm.
I know. and and it's funny because like there was a couple of players in Euro players that they had like the dual passport with the American
Yeah.
slash Portuguese, and I reached out to some of those players because when I started playing, I was always looking to see if someone else was like playing in Europe, played in a higher level that could teach me something, and especially if they were Portuguese, that would be great. Because I would be able to meet them whenever they came here, and I reached out to some of those players. It was like 3 or 4 players, and none of them even had family living here. They were like, "Oh yeah, my mom, she left to the
Wow.
United States," or my grandfather, he was Portuguese and he then left to the States, and but I don't have family there.
Man.
Every single one, every single one.
Or even
Maybe I
So
need
two.
to do a
yeah,
little more research.
yeah, that's what that. But the dual passport thing is stuff for another conversation because if we start talking about that, we have
Well, I don't
we
think
have
there's a lot more to talk about it.
yeah we
It's
have a
like,
lot. No,
what do
there's
you have
a
to talk about that
there's a lot of
thing?
bad things to talk about it. But
Okay. Yes.
talking about the Black Demons, I was checking here in their Instagram. They actually have 10 people in the World Championship, the flag football World Championship. They have 9
Players.
players and the head coach.
Yeah.
David Torres is the head coach of the team Spain. So yeah, pretty much says everything about what you said about their team being good.
We're trying to find me a dual passport. I think I'm Spanish somewhere. They tried to get me on the flag team,
I
Yeah.
but
think I think you can look up your great grandfather.
Your
Maybe
history.
he has something that can help you.
Maybe in
You
their
just need to
history
then convince your
eventually.
mother to change the citizenship, and then you can change yours. Yeah.
But Brad, what is your expectations for the future on the Brett Pet Academy, Pet Brett Academy?
Oh, sorry. Say it again. I'm sorry. My headphone.
No worries. The expectations for the PB Academy, PNB Academy for the future
Yeah.
expectations.
We're just, hopefully we're just trying to come to countries right now where, like we were talking about, football is not so developed. Because if we can help develop those countries, then I'm pretty sure like sponsors in other countries will be like, oh, okay, like they help Spain get here or they help Portugal get here. So,
Yeah.
it's more so just helping out the country, especially the people that we come in contact with and meet and build
Mm.
relationships with. Like we're trying to just harp on that, just get there, get to that point and develop. And after that, I don't know, just shooting for the stars, and I'm not going to put a limitation on what we're trying to do.
Yeah, but my question was more like, what was your plan, and I think you answered it pretty cool. But I have an idea that Pat also works with people outside of the football area. Do you also do that, or it's just football for
He's
you?
he's trying to get me to introduce me to that, but that he can speak German pretty well, so he can maneuver a little better than I could.
Okay.
So hopefully I can kind of get here in Spain and kind of learn the language, like take the class soon that's coming, so I can kind of do the same thing around here while he's doing that in Germany, so we can kind
Okay.
of combine our talent and
Okay, I
whatnot.
see. I think in fact my opinion is that I think you guys chose really two good countries to do that, because there are countries that invest not only in soccer, but they have like resources to for others, and they have public to see it, because that's the most important part. And for example, in Portugal, everything is eaten by soccer. It's like the other sports don't even have a chance. It's like soccer just eats everything around it. And I think
Not even basketball.
no, not at
Not
all,
even
man.
basketball.
I
Yeah.
was in the
We had our
playoffs.
first player. We
I
had
was in the
our first player
playoffs
now.
of the league, and there were like 20 people in the stands, seniors, two of the main teams.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes,
Now there's a little bit more attention,
yeah,
but because the three main soccer teams now have basketball teams,
and because they
and
are
uh,
sucky.
and and now there's a little more attention also with all the Americanized market in Europe, and also we have a Portuguese in the NBA. He was the first one
Yeah,
going
true.
to the NBA. He's playing
That's
the
true.
G League now.
Yeah,
So now it's a little bit more attention coming
but
to
people don't want
basketball,
to see it. That's the
but
biggest
still,
problem in
it's
Portugal. It's not that the soccer is like controlling it. It's just people don't want to see anything else than soccer. It's just sad. We get Olympic games
I mean, because they haven't been really introduced to anything else.
sorry, what?
Like at a high level, it's like the people probably want to see it like firsthand how high of a level it could be. So maybe that's why they haven't really been
Mm,
into like
I don't think so.
basketball or
We
okay.
have national players like from judo and from several sports that get Olympic medals, and honestly nobody knows about. Don't know a bit. It's like, yeah, I know her.
Every 4 years they know about them.
Yeah, I know a girl that went for the first time to the Olympic Games in gymnastics, and nobody gave a shit. Nobody cared if she
Yeah.
was. Now she works in a gym and nobody even cares. I went to the Olympics. Okay, nice. Was it a nice trip? And it's like,
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's, thinking like to be in the
I know
Olympics.
surfing stuff is pretty big there, right?
what?
What?
Surfing is pretty big in Portugal, right?
Not really.
Yeah, it's getting bigger. It's getting bigger. Yeah.
There's really good guys, but it's not. When I say no, it's like I think people think that it's bigger than it really is. It's not that big. It's just
Okay.
Yes,
It's not something that you can make a living of.
Yes, not at all.
Most of the
unless
times,
you are
unless
really,
you're
really good.
Yeah,
And
there's
not in
like 2 or
Portugal.
3 people that can do it, but
Yeah.
other than that, like you need to have your regular, and that's the thing that I think pushes back most of the sports, because like Leach was saying, even if you are an Olympic athlete, you need to have a 9 to 5 job.
Yeah.
Even if you're an Olympic
medalist,
athlete,
sometimes.
like you're one of the best in the world, and because you live in Portugal, you don't have sponsor. Like there's a famous quote from one of the guys that he got bronze, I think, in the Olympic Games, but he won the European Championship and also the World Championship of Judo. And after he won the bronze medal in the Olympic Games, in the final interview after he got the medal, he was like, "This medal is for Puma and Adidas because they thought I wasn't good enough for them to sponsor me."
Yeah.
Because
But I think it was also a racial attack.
His dream, and after he got the medal, he's like, "I hope this medal helps me get into the police academy."
Yeah.
Because he knew that was the only way he can make it. Like, there's no other way. There's no other way, and that's so frustrating. Like, that's so frustrating.
But I think a lot of countries suffer from the same. I think Spain and Germany really help balance that, so the soccer and all the other sports. And I think you guys really chose a really good places to be, because also the language barrier in Germany, it's gigantic, but in Spain I think it's overcome, especially Madrid. And so did you see ELF? I would like to know your opinion about the ELF. If you have some, maybe you don't have that.
I mean, it's up and coming, definitely. Like I think it could be like bigger by the year. A lot of players, I just don't understand some of the situations between some of the GFL teams and the ELF teams, as far as like having to pay a fine or sitting out a year to play. Like, that's a bit strange.
What do you mean?
Because some teams, I'm not sure if they're all teams, but some teams won't allow their players to go to the GFL without sitting out an entire year or paying a fine.
Oh yeah, but I think that's in fact something that is common. Is like transitioning players from even in Portugal, it is like that. I think if you want to change from one team to the other, you have to sit out a whole year.
You don't necessarily have to sit out. Like, you only do that if the other team doesn't allow you to play. Like, they don't accept it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't understand it. I mean, that's just a part I don't understand. But hey,
Yeah, especially because we are not pros.
I was saying, he was talking about the GFL and the LF, not the Portugal League.
No. The GFL, they are not pros. They are not professionals.
They are semi-pros.
But still, they are not professionals. If you go to most of the teams, people are not getting paid to be there. Even if the level might be a little better, Most of the people there have their own life. They practice like 3 times a week or something like that. And I guess you have teams that if they did not have import players, none of the players would get a salary. So I don't think that makes any sense, because if I don't have a contract with this team, I don't have any legal responsibility with them. Why will I not be able to keep playing or to pursue something greater for me, just because like the team that I was previously on doesn't allow me to? And I think that's stupid. In any amateur level, I think that's just a stupid rule. And in Portugal, there's an example of it.
Yeah.
It just would make more sense for me if you wanted to switch ELF teams and you had to pay a fine or sit out
Then
a
it
year.
would be a whole other conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That would make more sense.
that would be a whole other conversation.
But I think that works
agree.
with free agency, right? With contracts and free agency. No, I don't think. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not. I'm really not.
Yeah, I think a lot people don't know about ELF because they want to they want to talk about doing it like NFL, but I don't know if it's really gonna happen. But so you don't even follow ELF, right?
Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Now we're
Okay,
here.
so I was.
But I think.
Wait, I don't know if he's here.
Wait.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you guys.
No worries.
Okay. The quality, even the sound quality switched a little bit now that you talk.
Okay.
But and I guess we can to finish up our conversation, and to go back a little bit on the work that you've been doing with Pat. Can you talk a little bit about the camps that you guys do to finish up? Because I think that's a very good project that you have also with the camps. He told me about a camp that you did in.
Let him tell us. I want to know the camps from him. Stop spoiling it, man.
No. But I was going to add on why I think that's a good project, because they had a camp after Corona, or after the whole pandemic situation, like when it was very heavy, and then you donated the money that you got back to the team that you were helping with on the camp, and how that the whole idea started, and also like how it works.
Yeah, like that. Pat kind of took that into his own hands. He had some connections up in the northern area, and he's pretty popular. Offensive guys in Europe are definitely a lot more popular.
Yeah.
So he scores the touchdowns. He gets all the views and the Insta friends and whatnot. So he built a relationship with someone. I can't remember who it was because I was in Dusseldorf actually visiting a friend, Mike Eubank. And while Pat went to the Netherlands to do that camp, and it was strictly for them, which was pretty dope. Like, he presented the idea to me. I had nothing to do with it. I can't even lie to you and say I was a part of that. Like, that was all him.
Oh, okay.
So I can't really tell you exactly.
But it's also connected to the PBU Academy, right?
Yeah, but this was like a little like right before we started our thing together. He kind of did this like on his own to see if we could like promote it as well, and like how we could promote it. So.
Oh, okay.
This is more like
and can we expect more camps to come?
Oh yeah, of course, man. That's what you can expect. We're definitely doing that.
Okay,
we're definitely doing that.
It was a good experience to the first one.
Yeah, like he got a lot of positive feedback on the first one. A lot of people travel from the Netherlands to Stuttgart to actually work out with him. So that's the man.
Yeah, I can imagine.
That is correct.
And what countries can we maybe expect to see the camp?
For sure. Spain and Germany for sure. And Portugal now, Portugal. That's the top one on the list. I would say.
Yeah.
I hope so. I told Patrick after we finish our podcast. I told him we need to talk business. We need to talk business and see
Yeah,
a way for us to make a camp up here, especially in the north.
definitely.
Every attention is in Lisbon. We need to do something in Porto.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. I'm with it. Seeing new culture and teaching football, like that's pretty dope to me. So
I hope so. I
I'm
hope
down
so.
with it.
Yeah. And so to finish up our podcast, we are trying to make it an hour. So to finish it up, I have a question that I like to ask. So did you see the Space Jam, the first one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I did.
So
Yeah,
do you know the monsters that steal the monsters that steal the powers from the NBA players? If you were
yeah.
if you're a monster, which person would you steal the power in Europe and the NFL? And it can be for
Ooh,
every reason that you want. Doesn't matter the reason.
ooh. NFL. Well, Europe, I gotta say Pat Donahue. He just has star power. Man.
Yeah.
Just gotta start with that.
Nice one.
Okay.
Yeah, he just has star power. Like, that's what I gotta have.
Yeah.
But the NFL, man, that's a good one. I would say, I don't know. I probably would say Aaron Donald.
Aaron
Oh,
Donald.
nice.
Yeah, Aaron Donald.
And
Just
why?
picture me with fast hands like that, jamming guys on the line at corner. Like that's ridiculous.
That is
And I
correct.
guess that's an answer that we are getting more and more.
Yeah.
People saying Aaron
It's
Donald. I think he's
crazy.
such a freak that it's one of those players that if I was an alien, I would steal Aaron Donald's powers too.
That is correct. I would also steal the Aaron's power for sure. So I think that's it.
Okay.
Do you want to give a shout out, Bratton? Sorry.
Of course, shout out to the podcast, to the
Yeah.
KD, shout out to
KSD.
Portugal, shout out to Pat, and PBA coming. So
Yeah.
appreciate y'all having me on here.
Yeah. Yeah. It was nice to have you, man. I'm really happy that we had this conversation. We are gonna have it again. I'm pretty sure with you and Pat.
Definitely.
And
That is gonna happen.
I hope we have a conversation in person too in the
Yeah.
future.
Because
Of course.
because also I think it's you have to have a better internet so you can also see your face. Um, so it helps because we don't know like your if you are upset with us of what we are saying or whatever.
Oh no,
Yeah, no
definitely
worries.
not. I'm appreciative, man.
Yeah,
I'm
no
appreciative.
worries. No worries. I was just kidding. Meet your shout outs.
Um, I want to give a big shout out to Pat because he told us about you, and like you said, he also doing a great job improving football in Europe. And also thank you
Definitely.
for coming here and taking a little bit of your time to talk with us.
Yeah. So
No,
but don't turn off the call. Okay. So I just want to say goodbye and thank you for watching, and we will see us next week or maybe in 2 weeks. Just stay tuned. Bye.
definitely.
Bye bye.